Yeah, houses are wrapped. We're moving on to the inside, working on electrical today. And electrical could go quick, installation could go quick, and we could be right into drywalling. So we could be moving on like we want to really quick here.
But all of our lights are gonna go straight.
Nope, we just have one of our classes has already run some wire, but we're gonna go back through and show them where some things we need to make some fixes on. But other than that, they're doing well.
They should all be straight. Yeah, they're all okay.
I see it now.
Yeah. I know at first I was like, Andre, and he's like, no, it's right in the center. Yeah, okay, we see it now. Okay.
I think what we have coming up is just making sure they get their wires in, that they're in neatly, that they're not twisted. It's important that as they are putting their wires in, they're leaving enough in the box so that we can get those wired up later. Also, making sure we're not running across a bay or in this roof, the ceiling, running across a bay in the ceiling or the walls, and making sure we're stapling those wires within 6 inches of the electrical box, because that just prevents the wire from being tugged out and having issues. So. We have a sheet for them, lays out the electrical plan. They got to follow that sheet. The outlets are at 16 inches and down. Our switches are at 48 inches and down, and then our lights, they're at certain measurements in the ceiling, and so they just got to work to get those where those go, making sure they have a 1/2 inch protruding from the studs so that we can put on drywall and still access that box after drywall. So here we got our electrical box put on. We got our bushing in here. This bushing protects the wires as they come in from the house. And we have this set at 3 feet from the bottom of the eye joist. So when we get it out on the property, it's between, you're gonna put it on an 18-inch pier. So that's gonna give you 4.5 feet from the bottom. And then this will give you another 1.5 feet. So it's a good 4.5 to 6 foot. It's right in your vision. So that's what we're trying to get with these. And we got, they took the door off just for easy access. Once we get wires in and hooked up, we'll put the door on, make sure everything's safe. But they got that positioned where we need it. They don't quite have the blueprints yet, but they have just some schematics that we're giving them. And so we're showing them how to read the signs, showing them what they mean, and we have some detailed notes on those. Typically, those are going to be on your blueprint on the electrical plan, and there's going to be notes over on the side. So that will come this next time. When we get into build number 2, they'll be actually looking at the actual plans that we'll give them. The schematics, number 1, keeps us all doing the same thing. Number 2, it eases their learning curve, so they're able to address that appropriately. So. No, we're not on track yet, still a little behind, but we can catch up. I mean, this is the first time for so many that are doing construction. There's a few in each little group that know something, but for majority of our students, this is the first time, and so they are doing fantastic. All right, so we got our electrical box down here for our outlet, and that's set at 16 inches and down. And then we got our wires coming in. They have plenty of wire coming out of there. We don't want too much more than that wire coming out. And then they're going to end up stapling these wires 6 inches within 6 inches. So they'll put a staple right in there just to hold that tight. And then that'll keep that from tugging in the wall, like you have that looseness there.
Yeah, you want a little bit of slack, right?
Right, but you don't want it to, so those staples aren't going to be driven in so tight that it's going to cut the outer covering. So you want them holding it snug just so it doesn't move too much, but still has some give. They still got a few things to do here. They got their cable wire to run. We got to run that cable wire all the way through. We got our outlets going in. Everything's looking pretty good in here.
Talk to me about the outlets right here up on the roof that we're looking at.
So these are the light boxes, and they were spaced. They're mirrored. So we have 2 on this side and 2 on that side. So off the wall, they're the exact same spacing, and so that they're given the coverage that will fill this space with the best amount of light. So they're on a little piece of wood up there that holds them in place to give them the strength that they need. It is hot, it is humid, but inside we have shade, we have the coolers going outside. They got to protect themselves. They take lots of breaks, they get lots of water, and we're just making sure that the students are physically well, but this is also part of what construction is like in the real world. So